Howdy, fourth graders. Today I'm going to start Unit 7, Lesson 6 with you, and then we'll finish it next time. The reason that I'm only starting it today is because we're looking at remainders and trying to make sense of them. So figuring out how they might be used in different word problems, which can be a complicated subject. So I did want to split it down so it's not too overwhelming. So I'm just going to read through this information because it is important. It says different kinds of remainders. Remainders in division have different meanings depending upon the type of problem you solve. The same numeric solution shown at the right works for the following 5 problems. Discuss why the remainder means something different each time. So the next slides, I'm going to show you a couple of different ways that a remainder can be used. So here we have 2 possible ways a remainder could be used. The first is that the remainder is not part of the question. It essentially just gets ignored. So it says Thomas has one 9-foot pine board. He needs to make 4-foot shelves for his books. How many shelves can he cut? So the remainder would just be the extra pine board that would essentially just be tossed into either the garbage or into maybe a pile for an art project or something, reused, right? So when I do the math, 9, that's the board, divided by 4, these shelves that he needs to make, 4 goes into 9 2 times without going overboard. 4 times 2 is 8. Subtract 9 minus 8 is 1. No numbers to bring down, so remainder 1. So you could write 2 remainder 1, but that wouldn't make sense to tell Thomas, hey, you can make 2 remainder 1 shelves. He'd look at you like you were crazy. Instead, you would tell him you can make 2 shelves and you'll have a little bit of that pine board left over for something else down the road. In the next scenario, the remainder actually causes the answer to be rounded up. It says, 9 students are going on a field trip. Parents have offered to drive. If each parent can drive 4 students, how many parents need to drive? Now, I've already done the work here for this same problem. Remember, they're using the numbers the same, but the situations have changed, and so have the use of the remainder. So it still would be 9 students divided by 4, how many students can fit in each parent's vehicle. So you would still need 2 vehicles for sure, but remainder 1 means there's 1 kid that would be left behind, and that is so depressing. Now, whenever you're taking kids on a field trip, or say you're buying kids candy at the store, you never want there to be a remainder. That means someone's getting left out. So this is a case where you actually bump up the remainder so that you can use it with the whole number. So instead of telling the parents you would only need 2 cars, which isn't true because then 1 kid is left out, you would tell them to take 3 cars. So in this case, how many parents need to drive? 3 parents for sure. That way we make sure every kid comes along on our wonderful field trip. Let's look at some other possible situations. This one says the remainder is a fractional part of the answer. Fraction. Ooh. One Monday, Kim brought 9 apples to school. She shared them equally among herself and 3 friends. How many apples did each person get? Now, a lot of people will be tempted to just do 9 divided by 3, right? But remember, Kim is counting herself in this equation, so that's actually 4 people enjoying this delicious apple, or apples. So we still have the same problem, 9 divided by 4, which really quick to remind you, 4 goes into 9 2 times. 4 times 2 is 8. Subtract 9 minus 8 is 1. No numbers to bring down. So 2 remainder 1 is still the quotient here. However, this time you could see that Kim and her friends could share 2 whole apples, and they would get 2 apples each. Remainder 1 doesn't quite make sense. But if you think about it, that's 1/4 of the apple. So when you're representing fractions with remainders, the fraction is shown by taking the remainder on top over the whole, which is the divisor, in this case, 4. So each kiddo, Kim included, could get 2 1/4 of those apples, which makes sense because you can split an apple into 4 fractional parts. So 2 1/4 apples for each of the kids here. The next possible scenario is really getting advanced. This time the remainder is a decimal part of the answer. The only thing that changes is that you'll write the dividend differently. So I'll show you the work again, but I'm going to include the decimal point in zeros. So it says Raul bought 4 toy cars for $9. Each car costs the same amount. How much did each car cost? So now we're taking Raul's $9 and dividing it by 4 because that's how many cars he bought. Now, division with decimals is actually quite easy. The decimal point is going to stay in the same spot. So I literally just bumped it up from my dividend into my quotient, and that's where it stays. Remember how I've been telling you this whole time you have to put your numbers exactly where they belong and line them up perfectly? Well, this is why. When you get into 5th grade especially, when you do division with decimals, lining it up is so important. So let's start over. Does 4 go into 9? Yes, 2 times. 4 times 2 is 8. Subtract. 9 minus 8 is 1. Bring down. Instead of before, when I didn't have any, because I did $9, I have some zeros to work with now. Decimal point is going to stay where it's at. So this is $2 so far. Does 4 go into 10? Why, yes, it does. It goes in 2 times. 4 times 2 is 8. 10 minus 8, technically showing you the borrowing there, is 2. Bring down that next 0. Ooh, this works out perfectly. 20. 4 goes into 20 perfectly 5 times. 4 times 5 is 20. Subtract 20 minus 20, 0. So now, no more numbers to bring down. No remainders when you're working with decimals, which is beautiful. So this would mean that Raul spent $2.25 on each car. Now, can I just say that I've shown you 4th graders how to do 2 very advanced concepts. Well, actually 3 now that I think of it. 1, long division, super complicated. 2, fractions. And 3, decimals. Wow, you should be very proud of yourselves because this is tricky stuff. And now to show you the last way a remainder could be used. This time, the remainder is the only part needed to answer the question. 9 students have signed up to run a relay race. If each relay team can have 4 runners, how many students cannot run in the race? So how many students cannot run? Basically, the kids that are left out, unfortunately, are the answer to our problem. So 9 kids, 4 can be on a team. You know the math here. 4, how many times does it go? 9. 2 times 4 times 2 is 8. Subtract 9 minus 8, 1. No numbers to bring down. So 2, remainder 1. In this case, only the remainder is needed. This poor fella. So 1 student. This time the remainder is the answer. Would unfortunately be left out. So let's take a look at some examples and see if you can figure out how the remainder will be used or not used. Maddie tried to divide 160 stickers equally among herself and 5 friends. There were some stickers left over, so she kept them. How many stickers did Maddie get? Okay, so first we got to do the division, and then we'll decide what to do with that remainder. So 160 stickers, she's dividing them among herself and 5 friends. So that's 5 plus 1, 6. Okay, does 6 go into 1? Nope, put up a 0. 0 times. Does 6 go into 16? Yes, the closest I can get is 2. 6 times 2 is 12. Subtract. 16 minus 12 is 4. Bring down 0, creating the number 40. 6 going into 40. 6 times 7, too much. 6 times 6. Yes, that'll work. 6 times 6 is 36. Subtract. Ooh, can't do 0 minus 6. Have to borrow. All right, so 10 minus 6, 4. 3 minus 3, 0. No numbers to bring down, so this becomes my remainder. So let's look at the question now to figure out what I do with that remainder. How many stickers did Maddie get? There are some stickers left over, so she kept them. These are the stickers she's talking about, the leftovers. So she keeps them. Oh, okay, so she's going to get the 26 stickers plus the leftovers. So this time, I'm actually adding the remainder to the number. So Maddie is going to get 30 stickers because she kept the remainder. Cool. On to the next one. Mara wants to buy some new pencil boxes for her pencil collection. She has 47 pencils. If each pencil box holds 9 pencils, how many pencil boxes does Mara need to buy? Okay, so here's our problem. 47 pencils divided by 9 because 9 fit into a box, and we need to figure out how many boxes she has to buy. Does 9 go into 4? Nope, 0 times. Does 9 go into 47? 9 times 5 gets me the closest. 9 times 5 is 45. Subtract. 47 minus 45 is 2. No numbers to bring down, so that's my remainder. Okay, so looking back at the question, if each pencil box holds 9 pencils, how many pencil boxes does Mara need to buy? Okay, so she wants to put them all into boxes. So if she only got 5 boxes, there would be 2 pencils left out. And I'm guessing that she's not okay with that. So in this case, we're going to round up. So I'm going to tell Mara she needs to buy 6 boxes if she wants all of her pencils to fit. Otherwise, there would be pencils left out and feeling sad. But now they're happy. Your turn to try it out, 4th graders. This first problem says there are 985 students going on a field trip. Ooh, field trip. If each van can hold 7 students, how many vans do they need? Next one. 7,546 gumballs need to be split into equal groups and put into 6 gumball machines. How many gumballs will be left out after they're placed in the machines? Ooh, so there might be some leftover gumballs. So interesting. Think about how the remainder is used in these 2 problems. Take your time. Good luck.